Hello everyone, one of the Riley Bros back again to make one of a mouth-watering and always delicious chicken parmesan. That's right, chicken parmesan. So let's get started. Here I am, I have some freshly prepared, cut and trimmed chicken breast. And I'm going to pound them out, as they would say in the chef lingo. So you get a piece of plastic wrap. I'm going to demonstrate here. You put it in here. Some people use 2 pieces of plastic wrap. I only use 1. I'm a little frugal, so you don't need to. But the idea is that you're going to pound it out. You're going to make it a uniform size, and that way it cooks evenly, and it looks better for presentation. So you want to, gently pound it out. You can see here where the camera is moving around a little bit if it's shaking, but just take your time. No need to get too aggressive with it. You're going to make it so it's a uniform size, and you persuade it a little bit, and that's what you do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to all the chicken breasts. I'm doing 4. You don't necessarily going to see me do all of them, but that's what it looks like. See, both sides, same thickness. Okay, so here we are. I got the 4 chicken breasts on a sheet pan, and I'm going to season them. So normally I season most all meats. We season with the staples of salt and pepper, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to salt and pepper them, okay, both sides. Let me wash my hands quickly right here. Grab the salt shaker. I like to use coarse kosher salt. Has a better flavor. There's my if anybody's seen any of my other videos, that's my typical container I put my kosher salt in. So I'm going to salt, and then some fresh black pepper. Just recently picked that up, so I got some. There we go. There's my pepper mill. Black pepper, that's what it says. Okay, so we're going to do both sides. Season it up. I season throughout the whole process. So chicken parmesan, you usually use an egg wash, and of course the flour, and then the breadcrumbs, and I season throughout. So I'm going to do both sides here. Most people know how to do this, so we're going to season both sides. All right, here's my salt. We're going to season them, kosher salt, and you can let that sit while, put it in the refrigerator, or if it doesn't take you that much time after you season it, just put it aside. You're going to get your eggs. We're going to beat some eggs and either some milk or cream, half and half. Okay, so I'm going to flour these. I'm going to use some gluten-free flour. I'm going to run it through a sieve. You can use whatever flour you want. Of course, I have a gluten intolerant, so I use gluten-free products. I use gluten-free breadcrumbs. But I saw this technique a lot of times when I do a recipe. I go online and I surf the net and I look for new techniques, and there was a chef that I particularly like. He had something similar to this where he did it all in a dish. Of course, that I'm making more than what he was showing online. He didn't do this method. He actually just put it in the dish. But I thought this worked out well. I've done this in the past, even before I saw him on the internet. So sift it, kind of almost looks like a little confectionery sugar there. So you get it on there on both sides, and I usually, to make sure that it's adhered to the chicken, I give it a good pat on both sides. You want that flour to make contact with the chicken. It'll stick. So whatever's left on there, we're going to do everything in this one tray. So minimize the cleanup. I'll put the egg wash up. So there's my eggs, 2 eggs. I use 2 eggs. And when you use this method, which I'm going to show you in a minute, you tend to use less eggs, less flour, and less breadcrumbs. So there I am. I got some light cream. I was blocking out the manufacturer of that cream. I don't know if I would get in trouble, but here we go. And like I said, beating the eggs, I put some salt and pepper in there. I season throughout all of the ingredients, and I don't know why they say lightly beat in most recipes. I aggressively beat. No one's gonna hold me accountable for beating my eggs too strong. Okay, so there's my egg wash. And like I said, this is a little bit different, so I'm going to spoon some on, and then I actually get a pastry brush. And the pastry brush, so it's basically a brush. You're going to end up brushing the egg mixture or the egg wash on both sides. Okay, and this worked out really well. Normally what I do is after I have this technique and I do both sides and then I end up putting the breadcrumbs on, I put them in the refrigerator, which sets up the coating. All right, some recipes out there will say double dip. I just do this single. Okay, so there's both sides there. You can see we're keeping everything, and those are one of my favorite gluten-free breadcrumbs. And instead of again dipping the chicken into the breadcrumbs, I'm actually pouring the breadcrumbs on the chicken. You don't use as many breadcrumbs, and it seems to work pretty well. Okay, so I'll do both sides, and like I said, after that I put those in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, the chicken, and it sets up and makes a nice coating. Now you can see the pan there shimmering. You want hot oil, so I used vegetable oil or canola oil. I don't recommend using olive oil. Something neutral, like one of those two oils, a vegetable oil or canola oil. So you can see there, I'm editing for time. You want them nice and golden brown. I got 2 chicken breasts here. I did do the 4, and as you will see later in this video, I did not put the sauce and cheese on all 4. There are people that, for whatever reason, they don't like sauce and cheese on there. They like it plain, just like people don't like sauce on their pasta. So I had some mozzarella. I got the mozzarella. I bought the block of it. I cut it, and that's basically all you do. There's my chicken that was resting comfortably on a rack, and this is how I'm going to put it in the oven. So I put it on a rack, which will go in the oven. I had some homemade sauce. You can use any sauce you like. If you like, a sweet sauce or a canned sauce. I did the tomatoes, and with the garlic and the onions, and some seasoning with the the crushed tomatoes. Like I said, some of them come with basil or garlic themselves, but you just cook them down. It's kind of light and fresh, but use any pasta sauce you want or tomato sauce that you like. Okay, it's up to you. You're eating it, so whatever you like. Okay, so like I said, I'm only gonna put it on 3 here. So you'll see 1 chicken breast, the largest of the 4, sitting on the bottom there with nothing on it. And people that don't like the sauce, they can enjoy it. And of course, we can cut a small piece off for the dog, so the dog can enjoy chicken with its family. So I do a little cross here. You can do whatever pattern you can use. Certainly, you can use the shredded stuff. I just happen to have this, and it worked out well. Some people use other types of cheese like ricotta, or there I am demonstrating that I may cut it in half. Okay, so we're going to pop these in the oven. They're going to come out all bubbly and cheesy. Okay, so while it's in the oven, here's my plate, and I'm going to show you again, one of the techniques I learned on the internet was not to put the plate and fill it up with all sauce. This particular chef said, go ahead and make a circle so that you're not sitting in total soggy sauce, which I've had going to restaurants, and that's exactly what it is. It's swimming in sauce. This will give you the same. You already put some on the chicken breast, and we're going to make a nice little circle right here. Okay, doesn't that look nice? Here we go. And I'm plating my chicken. I'll put the chicken right in the center, and here it is. Doesn't that look nice? Little chicken. There we go. Clean up the plate, because of course you want your plate to look nice. And I had some herbs left over from Easter, some oregano, so I decided I might as well use that. I'll sprinkle a little bit of herbs on there, and there we go. And I'm going to, of course, you can always put a little cheese on there too. So I had some this Parmesan Reggiano, the good stuff, not the stuff that comes in the can or in the there it is. And I got my microplaner, and you put it just a little more on top, and that cheese is so good. It's worth every penny. So I'm going to put it on there. That looks nice. Maybe a little more. How about a little more? A little more? All right, there we go. And there we go. So there it is. There's the chicken Parmesan. So what we need to do now, of course, is it looks so good. Might as well taste it, right? I'll zoom in there. There's my herbs. Everybody loves chicken parm. Everybody loves Italian food. Not too many people like Irish food, but everybody loves Italian food. Take that from a Riley, who's not that much Irish. Okay, so we're going to cut this. Cooked to perfection. Smells really good. Okay, let's take a taste. And there we have it. There it is. Very good. Now, like I said, you can serve that and serve it with some pasta. Most people have chicken Parmesan with pasta, but it was delicious. Wasn't that hard to make. Simple. And everybody loves it. So I'm glad you were watching. Give it a try. Thanks.